Now we're going to talk about alternate picking and how to get good at it. But basically what alternate picking is whenever you have a string, pretend my finger is a string for now, and you play a downstroke, you would follow it with an upstroke. Down, up, down, up. Or whenever you have an upstroke, you would follow it with a downstroke. Up, down, up, down. And it's really good for playing passages faster. Gives you an advantage. Makes things a lot easier. Because basically, if you weren't going to use alternate picking for something that was fast, and you were just going to use downs, it's really hard to play fast. Because every time you pluck the string, you have to bring it back, and pluck it again, and bring it back. Or if you're going to do ups, it's the same problem. People can get pretty fast with that, but you can always get faster with alternate picking, and the reason is because after you do the down pluck, instead of bringing it back, on the way back, you just hit it again. And your actual hand is still doing the same motion, you're just doubling up the speed. Here, watch my hand. That's just downs. Now alternate picking. It's still doing the same motion, but the sound is twice as fast. Now you understand the concept, let's learn how to get good at it. So the hard thing about alternate picking is skipping strings while you're doing it. That's definitely the hardest part, but that's also what makes it pretty cool. So to learn it, we're not going to do that yet. We're not even going to use the left hand actually. We're just going to focus on one string, and I'll give you some exercise to work that up. So first of all, when you use a metronome, to make sure a rhythm is good, that's how you learn things at first. Put it on really slow, something like 40, and always put the metronome on slow when I practice. When it's slow and there's a lot of space in between each click, it's a lot of time for you to speed up or slow down, basically make a mistake. And that's what you want. You want to develop your rhythm. If you have the metronome at a medium tempo, like 100 or something, the click is kind of in your face, and it makes it easier for you. So put it on slow. 40 is pretty slow. You can try 50, 60, you can do 20 if you're crazy or something. But basically the exercise goes like this. We're going to do 4 downstrokes, and then we're going to do twice as fast alternate picking, 8 plucks. Sounds confusing, but it's not that confusing. It's like this. Down, 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 up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, down. And you pick any string. I'll use the D string. Down, 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 up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. Do that for a while until you get pretty good at it. It might take you a week, 2 weeks, a month, a day. Everybody's different. Maybe speed it up. Down, 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 up, down, up, down, up, down, up. Then, after you get pretty good at it, you feel good about it, you can do it with the metronome without having to concentrate too hard. Try it with up pluck. So now it's like this. Up, 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 down, up, down, up, down, up, down. Faster. Up, 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 down, up, down, up, down. Hard to say it that fast, easier to play. So it sounds the same, but you're switching which stroke you're starting with. After you get good at that, we're going to go to the harder part, which is skipping strings. So basically, turn this off, so this is going to drive you crazy. There's 2 ways to skip strings while you're doing alternate picking. You could be doing a down pluck, and then moving to the next string on an up pluck. Or you could be doing the opposite, which is doing an up pluck, and moving to the next string on a down pluck. So I've come up with 4 exercises, pretty much singling out all the different possibilities. And after you do them, it should be pretty easy for you. You should be able to play songs without having to think too hard, and can just focus on the music and not how do I do this alternate picking thing, which is really the goal of why you do exercises. That's why they're exercises and not songs. So put the metronome on 40 again. The first exercise goes like this. We're going to single out just skipping strings, going from an upstroke to a downstroke. Starting on the low E, we're going to skip strings every time, going up to the high E, and then we're going to come back again. And it goes like this. Down, up, next string, down, up, next string, down, up, next string, down, up. Get the idea? This is what it looks like. Down, up, next string, next string. They're a little awkward at first, and you want to do it nice and slow at this speed, keeping it clean until it's not awkward. Then maybe you're ready to try it faster. Even faster. Then you're going to do the opposite, of course, which is starting with upstrokes. Up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. Do that for a while. It might take you a week, a day, a month to get the idea. Do it faster. Those are the two main ways. Then we're going to do a combination of both, where you're going to combine switching from a down to an up and switching from an up to a down. How do you do that? By doing 3 plucks per string. A little simple math will explain why, but it's basically like this. Up, down, up. Sorry, I said that backwards. Let me turn this thing off. It would be down, up, down, next string, up, down, next string, down, next string, up, down, up. You get the idea. So it's groups of 3. Putting the metronome back on. We're going to do it in triplets. Just to make it easy for now. If you want to make it harder for yourself later, you can do it with 8th notes or couplets or whatever you want. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Down, up, down, up. So you're skipping different ways to move every time. Do it faster. You can do 8th notes if you want. And then the final exercise, the hardest one, is we're going to skip every single pluck. So it would be a downstroke in the E, upstroke in the A, downstroke in the D, upstroke in the G. Start this one slow as usual. Up, down, up, next string, next string. You can do it twice as fast. Even faster. And then you can start with an upstroke if you want. Get the idea. After you've done all those ways, you've pretty much exhausted every possible way you can skip strings using alternate picking. If you want to get really fancy, you can do big string distances, switching from the E to the D or the E to the G. But honestly, as a teacher, I think that after you get the basic idea of it and you feel comfortable with it, it's better to apply it to a song that you want to learn that maybe uses alternate picking that was hard before. Any style of music, whatever you want. You can write a song using it, or you can practice your scales or your arpeggios. Or what I like to do is I like to practice soloing. Pick a chord, whatever. And I'll just use alternate picking if that was the technique I was working on. But it's always good to bring the music back into an exercise after you do it, because otherwise you're kind of just learning the mechanical aspects of it, and that's not the point. The point is to play good music. Okay, that should wrap it up.